To my video on tips and total bill. So a tip, which you're probably familiar with, represents a portion or part of the cost for a meal or service provided. So you might leave a tip um, in a restaurant, you might leave a tip for a hairdresser, you might leave a tip if you have a cleaning service or stay at a hotel. So there's plenty of places that you might leave a tip. So a tip is represented by a percent. Tip is typically a little under or a little over 15% if you're tipping at a restaurant. So you can use a percent proportion, and if you recall, that's part over whole equals percent over 100. But I'm going to show you another way that might be a little bit easier in order to find the tip. So Jake eats dinner at Buffalo Wild Wings, and the meal costs $14.50. So we're going to underline that. He wants to leave a 15% tip. How much money will he leave as a tip for the waitress? Okay, so to calculate a tip, all you have to do is convert the percent to a decimal. So I'm going to move it 2 to the left. So this is 0.15. Okay. Now, if you want to, now what you do is you take the bill and you multiply by the decimal. So our bill or cost of the meal was $14.50. And we're going to multiply by the decimal, which is 0.15. And when I do that, I get 2.175. And notice this is round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So we're going to underline the hundredths place, which is two numbers after the decimal. We're going to look to the right. So that would round to $2.18. So what I do when I multiply the bill by the decimal like this, all I'm doing is calculating the tip. And so did we answer the question? Yes, we did, because it said how much money will he leave as a tip for the waitress. Okay, now if I want to find the total cost with the tip, there's going to be an extra step. So we're still going to calculate the tip the same exact way. So in this case, Andrew's family eats at Applebee's. The bill is $45.95, and they want to leave a 20% tip. How much will the dinner cost Andrew's family? So that's telling us we want to find the total amount. Okay? So the first thing we need to do is find the total amount of the items. Okay? Sometimes I might just tell you they're buying $15 worth of meals and maybe $5 worth of drinks, and you would have to add that together to get the total cost. Well, in this case, I don't have to do that because I told you the actual bill, so this is $45.95. Okay, now we have to convert the percent to a decimal. So that would be 0.20 or 0.2, 1, 2 to the left. Okay, now we're going to multiply the bill by the decimal. So we're going to take 45.95 times the decimal, which is 0.2 or 0.20. Okay, I don't need to put that zero at the end. I can just call it 0.2 or 0 and 2/10. Now, after we multiply by the decimal, we have to round the answer to the nearest cent or hundredths. So in this case, it comes out to be 9.19, which is just $9.19. Now, this time, this is not our answer. That is just the tip. So I want to find the total with the tip, so I have to take the cost of the meal, which is $45.95, and I have to add the tip, which is $9.19, and that will give me $55.14. And did we answer the question? Yes, because we calculated the tip and then we added because we wanted to know how much the dinner costs with the tip. So go ahead and turn the page. And let's do some practice questions. Raven and her parents had dinner at their favorite restaurant. The dinner bill was $50, so I'm going to underline that. And the parents tipped their server 20% of the bill, so I'm going to underline that. How much money did Raven's parents leave as a tip? So this time I just want to know what the tip is. So all I'm going to do is take the total cost of the bill, which was $50, and I'm going to multiply it by the decimal, which is 0.2. So remember, to change this to a decimal, I move it 2 to the left. So when I multiply that together, I get $10. And so my answer is B. All I needed to do is calculate the tip. So I did not ask for the total here. So I would not select $60. And of course, $60 here wasn't a choice. Okay, let's look at number 2. The vice president of sales took a client out to lunch. If the lunch was $44 and she gave a 20% tip, how much money did she spend on the lunch? So in this case, I am now looking for the total. So now I have to calculate the tip by multiplying by the decimal. So once again, we move it 2 to the left, so that's 0.2. So I'm going to take $44 times the decimal for 20%, which is 0 and 2/10. When I multiply that together, it gives me 8.8, but since this is money, I have to drop a 0. So the tip would be $8.80. But this is not my answer, okay? Because it said how much money did she spend on the lunch. So now I've got to take the cost, which is $44, and I have to add the tip, which is $8.80. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 8 is 8. Bring down the decimal. 4 plus 8 is 12. Carry the 1. And 1 plus 4 is 5. So it's $52.80. So I'm going to select choice C. Okay, let's look at the last and final example. Sierra paid $4.20 in tax. So we're going to underline that. The cost of the item before the tax was $56. What percent was the tax? So this is a percent proportion. So I've got to do part over whole equals percent over 100. So the tax, is that part or the whole bill? If you said part, you are correct. So that's the part. The cost of the item before the tax was $56. That is my whole. So I'm going to put that on the bottom. And I'm looking for the percent, so we're going to put X over 100. So this is what I do anytime I'm looking for the percent. So we're going to multiply diagonally to the X first. So this is the butterfly method. So 56 times X is 56X equals $4.20 times 100 would be 420. The opposite of multiplication is division, so I'm going to divide both sides by 56. 56 divided by 56 is a 1 in disguise, so cancel that out. Bring down your X, bring down your equals, and 420 divided by 56 is 7.5. Now I'm forgetting something here. Since it said what percent, I need to label it with a percent sign. Otherwise, my answer is incorrect. So that concludes our notes on tip with total bill. I hope you have a wonderful day.